And with this particular video, I want to talk about the California fire that's going on right now, which is supposed to be the largest fire that they've had in history. They just caught the dude today who supposedly set the fire. He called it a holy fire. The guy that set it, supposedly, allegedly, they caught this guy. Now, with this video, I want to expose how they are intentionally letting California burn. They're letting Southern California burn. This is intentional. Because in the modern age of technology, with the help of the United States military and even foreign aid if necessary, and their military powers and strength, those who would be willing to assist, they could have put that fire out in California before it had got this big. You got drones, you got all this different type of aircraft. They could have deployed the United States military to use water, to drop water from helicopters, drones, and to use men and whatever military forces that they have to put that fire out. If you can deploy the United States military to guard the borders and work with ICE to keep immigrants from coming across the border, or to help build a wall and help use their military funding to build a wall, then you can easily deploy the military to assist in putting out that fire in Southern California. If you can even think about deploying the National Guard to Chicago to help with the gang violence of people getting shot and murdered and killed, which really has to be tactical. There has to be an efficient plan, which they don't have. Just because you deploy the military don't mean that's going to stop black on black crime or the violence that's happening within the community. However, if you're at least willing to deploy them for something like that, or even think about it, how could you not consider deploying the United States military to put that fire out in Southern California? Are you just going to let that shit burn forever? You mean we've come this far with technology, with human advancement, with human achievement, that we cannot put out a goddamn fire? I mean, I just find this hard to believe. And I don't even see the effort. They're just using the fire department and probably using some prisoners on a work release or community service, or just using the convict labor. They need to deploy the United States military. Show us that you all are putting some real serious effort into putting out this goddamn fire on a national level. And when it fails on a national level, then you all should go to a global level if you care about Southern California. If this is the largest fire in history, how did it get that far? Why wasn't the resources that was necessary released for this situation, this catastrophe to be managed? Either one, you do not give a goddamn, really, because you're more concerned about immigrants hopping the border when hundreds to thousands of houses are being destroyed, hundreds to thousands to hundred thousands of people could be evacuated. They could be left displaced. Either you do not care, or you intentionally want that shit to burn. You can't tell us that you cannot put out a fire in 2018. We have been fighting fires how long? How long have we had a fire department? How long have we had a military? How long have we been fighting these fires? And y'all telling me in 2018, with the advent of modern technology, we cannot put out a goddamn fire? You got drones that humans don't even have to fly. You have technology, robots, all this shit, who can fight fires ceaselessly, work to put these fires out. You can't put out a goddamn fire? I don't really think they care about this fire. They're letting this shit burn. They're not going to be happy until the entirety of California burn. They don't care. They do not give a damn, or they intentionally want that shit to burn completely up. And if they want it to burn up, why? But you're not going to sit here and tell me that you cannot fight that fire, and even if you couldn't, that you have put sufficient effort and energy into fighting it. I just don't see it. Y'all are watching, hoping that this fire stops. Are we that primitive and disorganized as human beings, as a society, that we can't organize our time, energy, and labor and effort to put out a goddamn fire, but we can send troops to fight over here? We can guard the borders at Seoul in North Korea. We can have soldiers, 100,000 soldiers at Seoul. We can go fight in Iraq, fight in Afghanistan, fight the Taliban, fight ISIS. But we can't fight a goddamn fire in California. Our priorities is way the fuck off. Way off. Something is very strange about this. It's a joke. It makes modern society, conventional society, a joke. I think Native Americans would be better at controlling that fire in California than modern day United States Americans. This is unbelievable. So am I just too turned up about this? Is this just me, or is this something funny about this situation? Because if y'all can't fight a fire, if it's that easy for this individual to start this fire, this holy fire, I don't understand why black people ain't burned down California themselves during the riots and all that. Why they, if it can be burned down that easy, I don't understand why terrorists ain't burnt down fucking California. If it could just be burned up that easy and y'all can't do nothing about it, y'all don't have no military defense against a city that's burning, against a state that's burning. Are y'all that weak and defenseless? We have really an exaggerated perception about the management and the abilities and the technological advancements of our government. And they can't even put out a fucking fire to save lands, to salvage homes and lands and resources and protect citizens who will be left displaced, that our government can't even do that. Well, we have an exaggerated perception. I can actually see Babylon burning there, and it's like that's a reasonable perception, because that looks like what is happening. One man starts a holy fire that the world, the United States government, the National Guard, FEMA, Emergency Resources Management, none of them, Homeland Security, none of them can put that fucking fire out. Wow. This seemed like the wolf, the house that was blown down by the big bad wolf, made of nothing. It's King Noble Black Supremacy signing out.